time skip would have jumped over is Oleana would have tried to get her 4 fellow disciples hired, basically as like super elite guards or scouts or something, to go back with us to Ophiatoros.
We can talk about that in session.
I mean, that should have been talked about before a 2-week time skip to the future, because that would be a little weird.
Yeah, if logistically it makes sense to like cut some off the top for whatever reasons before we split it out, that's also fine. That seems like a logical thing for Kevin, right?
Yeah. We do have an obscene amount of value in art and goods, far more than any actual gold we received.
Yep.
True.
And I have no idea what you said when you were in the kitchen, Daz.
I said they're ninjas. Just have them hide amongst the luggage.
The luggage.
Yeah. It to me it makes sense that Kato would have way more in art and valuables than he would in just gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, because after a while, money just who cares?
And he's the type that strikes me as like not a very liquid person. Like a lot of his wealth is tied up in land and business ventures and things like that.
Well, you guys didn't liquefy him. You just cut off his head.
Yeah, well, Soul didn't cast Disintegrate.
Oh my god.
Dustify him.
How much diamond dust would a blue and white diamond make for Revivify?
Isn't it 350 or 500?
Oh, so 10.
Wait, what?
So if it's 500, if it's 500 gold for diamond dust, the blue and white diamond's worth 5,000.
You need a 500 gold
Gil?
diamond. Diamond, yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it's 500 for Revivify.
Oh, it's isn't it 300?
It might be.
There's like one that's 100 and there's one that's 300.
Something 500 restorations.
Yeah.
Okay, so Revivify is 300, and very common misconception, diamonds plural, not diamond singular. So you could technically use a pile of diamond dust worth 300 gold to work as that spell, because diamonds don't change to not be diamonds just because they're tiny.
So yeah, roll to like process it, and as long as it's like decent roll, then that sounds like
Raise Dead, the higher level spell that doesn't exist in this campaign, is the one that costs 500. Greater Restoration costs 100, and then I think like True Resurrection is like 5,000 or something like that.
Got it. So
but again, it doesn't exist. Yeah, 300 gold worth of diamond to cast Revivify.
Okay, so 5,000 divided by 300 is 16.6 repeated. So like just round down, say 15. You lost 1.6 in the manual.
Yes and no, but part of a gem's value is going to be in the cut and clarity, which is diminished when it's ground up in the dust. So a 5,000 gil gem could be the size of a quarter. Doesn't mean it's going to suddenly make 16 units of Revivify dust.
Well, I don't cast that anyway, so you guys go figure that crap out.
Well, because I can spend key points to do it, which doesn't have the diamond component. Soul has the amulet that gives him 3 charges a day if he's picking that spell for the day. And we still have a handful of candies that Millie made that already had the cost rolled into it when she made them.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, again, one of those things that is fine.
Kevin should have one of the candies. I'm almost certain Millie gave him
Kevin has
one.
one of the candies for sure.
Perfect.
So that was the thing. Like, he knew he had it in his pocket. He probably would have stopped, disengaged if he thought his master was actually in danger. But he's like, one little prick, and he'll be fine. I mean, that guy trained me. He can't go down with a single hit.
Yeah, same thing. Deus implanted one in Oleana's chest for emergency use, and again, she would not have expected him to croak that easily, because he's not a frog.
He's a lizard.
Yeah. So, since we're still waiting on peeps, Mr. Kevin, what did you and Deus get up to on your trip?
Well, we hung out with the professor. We hung out with the kids. You know, we talked about after all this craziness is done, what would life look like? What would it be like? Where would we stay? If we were going to stay together, we kind of pussyfooted around, not actually making a decision. I'm
Over
totally
it.
speaking for these right now.
You guys do it.
And I'm making it up on the spot.
Go over it in session.
Yeah. Well, it's in the past.
Yeah.
Well, we can
What
do
else did we do?
Well,
We
it's in the past, but
relaxed.
I also brought it up because it hasn't been discussed yet, and it is in the past as of the start of the session. So
We
it can then be
relaxed.
rediscussed in character, but at least they've got time to bounce ideas off each other for what they would
We
have been up
asked
to for a week.
Professor if, we're going to try to stay here as long as we can, but we now have to go and travel to deliver the body.
We're starting in 2 minutes.
And then I said we were going to start in 2 minutes. So the professor
Anybody
we
heard
couldn't
from
stay
Will?
long. We had to go back to the castle.
Yeah, he'll be here today. He's just
Yeah.
he's not sure what time he's gonna be able to log on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause he said he had
John, it's
something.
Yeah.
good- oh, okay. Yeah, John, it's good that we did talk about that on the step because like a lot of the stuff that you were like talking about your feelings and the future and all that stuff wasn't stuff that you actually told me about in the chats. They were all like internal monologues that you had. So that's good that we actually talked about it. Our
Good.
characters.
Yeah. I assumed you would have, right? Even though Kevin's not great at talking.
Yeah, no, that's
thought about
perfect.
those things.
They can muddle through it and be awkward about it.
Spent an
and everything.
entire week in silence.
Yeah,
Come here. Come here, buddy.
Right now, Kevin's trying to wrestle with, not going back, but also understanding like his kids aren't safe unless the world is safe. So
I mean, Ophiatoro should be considered much safer now that Kato's been dealt with. He was the only threat to us in that area.
it's less that he knows there's some world-ending something or other, like in the precipice. I thought he understands what that word means.
What event triggered that for Kevin? Because I don't know what
it was
thing
when
he's
we
latching
fought
onto.
It was when we fought the robot, what's it called?
Omega.
Omega. And he was telling us, well, first off, seeing the power of Omega. Secondly, seeing what happened to the old tech.
The Alligans.
Yeah, and then hearing there's something coming, right? So now he knows there's this thing. Not to mention the circle of knowing somehow corresponds with that. So he knows at some point there's going to be some universe ending, or at least realm ending event. That's gonna.
Because that's what I don't
happen.
remember Omega warning us about any singular thing.
No, it wasn't like a warning from Omega. It was more like, hey, Omega happened, and we got to see all the devastation from Omega fighting something.
The big
Right.
dragon thing.
But now that same energy is returning back. And if Kevin thinks about all of his storybooks that were read to him as a kid, this lines up,
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, Kevin would be able to put that 2 and 2 together because he actually talked to the Cloud of Darkness in Sid's room. Because I know some of us didn't. I haven't done that. But then when we saw the simulation where they were talking about ending the world, and the Cloud of Darkness was there talking about it, then Kevin would figure that
Yeah,
out.
'cause
Pretty
I think it was
easily.
only Sid and Kevin that directly communicated with it.
I believe
Right?
so.
Tend to be my kids, bro. Not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Millie was present but did not talk with it. She kept trying to dispel it and break it and things like that, but she didn't touch it.
Oh, by the way, Kevin would have also talked to Sid about precious stones while he was there in Sea. Based on all the gems we got. He wanted to understand what they all meant and what were important and not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, pretty good.
We certainly have a lot of them. And we could probably work with Hancock to sell off the art pieces that we don't want to keep.
All right. Everyone feeling ready to go?
Nope.
Cool.
Put a funny funny picture in the D&D chat. Slightly inappropriate.
Only slightly.
Only slightly.
Slipping.
The audacity.
It's a new spin on lesbian nails.
What are lesbian nails?
It's where you have long nails except for the first two fingers. It's an immediate sign, if you ever see it on a person, that they have a female presenting partner.
It's funny.
Oh
I
my
also
gosh.
learned about the long pinky nail.
That's an entirely different thing.
I know. I had no clue. And then one of my friends like, yeah, that trainer has a long pinky nail and does a lot of coke. I'm like, what? This is back like 20 years ago. No, okay, not that long. Maybe 15
Mike,
years
does
ago. I'm like,
Hayate
what does
have a
that
long
mean?
pinky
He's
nail?
like, you know, a long nail.
Nah.
I'm like,
He
at that
snorts
time,
off a
I'd never
kunai.
done that drug, and I had no clue. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So
Wait, does Hayate have a snuff box? Like, is he into coke?
Hayate will take anything you give him.
No, yeah, Hayate and Oleana are both absolute party folks when it comes to any substance.
You say Hayalte? We're talking about Mike, not Elon.
Hi all day, Hayate.
okay, I'm listening, but I gotta take my dog to for dinner real quick. I'm just
That is the unfortunate side effect of his amulet.
That drugs barely work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Drugs and alcohol barely work.
So
Here we go.
Yes. Ben walked under my foot, so I tried to avoid him, and I ended up knocking over my dice tray.
Thank you.
be a frustrating moment of bonding in the past between Hayate and Oleana, where they're both sitting there and be like, man, why don't they make stronger drugs?
Is that all of them?
I think so.
All of them.
Being immune to poison sucks. It's no fun.
All right. Seems like a good time as any to get started. It's a little warm in here, right?
It is a little warm, yeah.
Just crack the window. It's 37 outside.
I'll open the window.
Yeah, don't crack it, please. Okay. All right.
That was
Ben.
loud.
No. Yeah, Finn's gotten brave about barking at other dogs that he can't possibly get to. Funny enough, Bob used to do the same thing when I was in a second floor apartment and I had my bed next to the window. Bob would look outside the window all day and he'd just like, anytime somebody would walk by with a dog, he'd start barking. But if he saw that dog in person, quiet as a mouse.
That's
Brave
Loki.
is a-
Like Loki will bark or growl until he can get close enough, and then he's like, "Oh boy, friends!"
Yeah. I remember when you brought Loki over here.
He roosted on the back of the couch because that's his favorite spot in the world everywhere. Which is really funny because now I'm with my parents. He will frequently jump up and basically just sit on my parents' heads when they're on the couch, and they are not used to that behavior.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Trying to see what was written in chat just there. How did you crack a rental car's windshield? You
That's
punched,
Trying to kill a mosquito.
you
a strong-ass
the
punch.
windshield trying to kill a mosquito.
I didn't think it was going to crack it.
So how much did that cost you?
Nothing. It had insurance, and I said that
Nice.
I said it happened by a passing gravel truck. It was only one crack. It wasn't like shattered.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, good. That's what that
Okay.
insurance is for.
Remember,
I bet
my
you
car.
felt pretty good about yourself though that you were able to crack a window or crack a windshield with your fist. Mike is not a guy I'd want to get angry. He's got some muscles on him.
It was a little surprising.
Yeah. Was Aiden just laughing about it?
He was very concerned on how it happened.
All right.
Fucking hate
Well.
gravel trucks.
Yeah. So Aiden, this is when it's okay to lie. When you're talking to a rental company.
When you're talking to insurance companies,
Yeah. Anytime, all the time. Insurance. Never say an honest word to them.
Jesus Christ. I forgot to take my allergy medication this morning, and my allergies been going crazy all day, but I took it when I got home, so it shouldn't still be going crazy.
Huh.
I'm gonna take some Benadryl real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab another one of those Cutwater White Russians because they're fucking great.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
They are. They are. Especially like 13%. They're the strongest of the brand.
Yep.
Which I was sad because like I wanted to get the whiskey sours, but they're like 6%, and I'm like, why is the whiskey sour so much weaker than the rest?
Yeah. They're holding out on you, that's why.
They are.
You look very cute, Fen. Pink and black goes well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks comfy.
What about pink and black?
Fence pajamas.
All right. You good there, Alex? Mm-hmm. You look deep in thought.
Hey Alex, what's your freebie spell for the day?
Sending. My man!
Yep.
Millie is going to be so disappointed that you use the amulet of like endless possibility for sending.
He's probably gonna keep Revivify for a little bit until he like feels comfortable that somebody else has it.
So disintegration.
Fair.
Yeah. Then it's just all disintegrate.
I haven't seen the PTSD manifest yet.
Oh, actually, mechanical thing to point out there, Alex. Every time you level up as a bard, you can swap an old spell for a new spell. So if Soul is like legitimately distraught about that disintegrate, you have the opportunity when since we just leveled up to swap it out for something different.
Greater disintegrate.
I was gonna say, like revivify if you wanted to not have to eat it up with the amulet or something different. You know, if that's something that's really been plaguing him, he could. You have the opportunity to get rid of it.
For sure.
Just wait until you can use Wish.
I wish he'd disintegrate.
I wish all my PTSD memories went away.
They can't remember anything.
No.
Like, oh.
I guess all of your memories are the post-traumatic
I
stress.
mean, when you upcast modify memory, there's I think the 8th level version is permanent. So you can take any memory of anyone and change it.
Okay, so last time, you fought an inappropriate octopus named Ultros, who liked to throw people in his mouth, chomp a bit, and then spit him back out, and whack people with his hentai tentacles.
And perv on the ladies.
Uh-huh. And get mad at muscleheads. And then you found Kato and didn't really give him much time to speak before Kenji cut his head off. And with that being resolved, you went into the treasure room, found one of Kato's prized possessions, Kenji's horns, which were eventually reattached using gold in the Japanese kintsugi method, which I think is very cool. And you spoke to the remaining troops, most of which of yours survived. Many of Kato's troops stood down and were able to keep their lives. And then you began traveling back to Ophiotoro's castle. Kevin and Deus went off to the steppe for a little bit to collect the children and hang out. And what am I missing here? Did I forget anything?
Oh yeah, everyone came back, and then when we came back in the conference room, was
Right, Uncle Aurelian.
Uncle Aurelian.
Uncle Aurelian.
Yeah.
Oh, because Sid is dad. Oh, that's cute. Yes, Uncle Aurelian mentioned that he went back to Vertling Manor to investigate some of the darkness, and he now has a halo of darkness about him. Yeah.
And was that like as soon as we got back to Ophiotoro's?
No, it was like after a day.
Okay, so then we had the return party before that.
Right.
Because we haven't written that out yet in the chat.
Right. And that's where we can start. So if anything, before we start, let's talk about what happened during the 2-week journey back to Ophiotoro's. So whoever wants to go first can. And Jess said she'll be here. She'll just be a little bit late. She's helping a friend with something right now. Like a phone call.
She doesn't have friends. That's a lie. What was she actually doing?
Wow. All right, you're right. She's robbing the bank.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Didn't think she had it in her.
I think you heard what Kevin and Deus discussed. Also, Kevin yoinked some of the arts and valuables. He gave the lacquered wooden puzzle box with engraved arcane rules to Paul as a gift. He gave the belt of woven silk cord to Eliza as a gift. And he got the cheapest item almost, which was the agate salt cellar set with deep blue smile. And he gave it to Slizzo as a gift.
Slizzo's still getting leftovers.
What is a salt cellar? Is that just
but-
like a jar for salt?
Pretty
It's a
much.
shame, isn't it?
Yeah, that kid hasn't had salt, okay? I think he, now that he's tasting salt really for the first time, he should be
He
thankful.
dies of a sodium overdose.
He thinks that you're calling him the salt of the earth.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the
The
first
salt
present he's
in
probably
the
ever
earth.
received in his life. He was eternally grateful, and he felt like it was the best gift he ever received. I don't know, is that true, DM?
Picturing him licking salt and be like, "Thanks, Kevin."
Yeah.
I would say he thinks that because it came from you.
Oh,
See?
it's the first nice thing that came from Kevin to him.
Yeah, yeah. And then, like I said, we talked about, you know, what life was going to look like after this, potentially, you know, where, you know, I might raise my kids, and if you know, Deus wanted to join in that in a very bashful way, and you know, we conferred with the professor on, you know, what's the right next step, but also let them know, like, hey, we still need you to watch them for a bit because we have to go deliver a body, and also there might be a world-ending calamity. See, I pay attention. That shows up, and we'll have to deal with whatever's surrounding that. And then we
Where
can go
would-
to the castle.
Where would Kevin have suggested that he like? Where was Kevin thinking he'd be raising his kids? Like in the steppe, in Oviatoros, in Idleshire?
No decision yet, but definitely not the castle of the death and stuff. But it'd be more country life. So yeah, the steppe seems like a decent place.
I mean, there's a ton of farmland around Oviatoros. That was the point of the region before we took over it.
A place nice and quiet where we could have a farm and, you know, live kind of not a homesteader lifestyle, but kind of like homesteading, right? Like chill.
A farming
like,
community
steppish.
lifestyle.
Yeah, you know, like calm. You know, nothing busy with the city and all the crazy things that are going on.
Yeah, that sounds really nice.
Mike, Kevin wants to be that other Superman actor you were telling me about, the really buff one.
Tom Welling.
I could see it. Kevin's that buff.
Yeah, he's pretty buff right now.
And you said he's got like 16 charisma too, right? He's pretty handsome.
Yeah, he's a beautiful man.
Yeah, we've seen your glamour shots.
I mean, look, Trump's not a beautiful man, but damn, that guy rolled high in, I guess it would be
deception,
intimidation, and persuasion. So, and that was about it. We came back after that, unless there was something specific Deus wanted to talk about. That there, that was what we did in our downtime.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. That's the important stuff to talk about. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm glad that we talked about it now. So now my character knows what his thoughts are and what his intentions are. So that's good.
Okay, Daz, I believe you mentioned you wanted to check out something in the steppe, right?
Yeah. So while we're there, I would go to the Elegant ruins that we know about and just kind of scope them out and see if there's anything, part of them that we could maybe use to help Oleana further. So that way she and I can come back to the steppe and check them out in person, see how it interacts with her.
So I'm sorry. You were asking somebody in the steppe about the fetches, or you're
no. I would go back to look at the ones that we already know about.
Okay.
And just double check, like, are they changed? Are they still serviceable? And then that way, when I bring her back, we can do some experimentation with that.
I see.
Next, we saw like 2 different sets of Allegan ruins, some in the Dawn Throne and some in the emergency caves, right?
Yeah, the emergency caves and also the Bayekut cave had the original, like a pylon or something in it.
And then, additionally, there was the weapon silo, the empty weapon silo. That was where the
kill all that one tribe button was that Kevin pressed several times.
It's not empty. It's got a lot of corpses in it.
What? Why am I forgetting which side they were? It was Sadu's group.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, it was the reincarnation ones.
Dotharo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dotharo,
actually,
right?
and I think that was Kenji's tribe of origin as well.
Really?
Yes, it was.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because Sadu, or not Sadu, but one of the other ones recognized Kenji and flirted with him mildly.
That wasn't Sadu?
I thought it was like one of Sadu's retinue, but it could have been her just the same.
Yeah, it was Dina. Dina flirted with him, said that she knew who he was, called him, what's the name that they have for their god?
The father one, the
Azim.
male one.
Azim, yeah.
Wow, good memory.
Yeah, by our powers combined.
Well, I mean, it's the Azim step, so.
Yeah, and I had talked to Will somewhat recently about that, making sure he wasn't from the same tribe that Oleana's from.
Oh, okay.
What tribe is Oleana from? I missed that.
The Ka tribe, they're the ones that interact most with outsiders, so that would have been her parents were from that tribe, emigrated to the city, and that's why she's, while she is Aura, she's not from the steppe.
Right. Yeah, Azim is the Dawn Father, and then there's the Dusk Mother.
Yes.
Does she have a name? Or is it just Dusk Mother?
Nama.
Nama, yeah.
Yeah, Nama.
Nice. I really enjoyed that part of the story. That was fun.
I like it all.
I like it all.
What is that from?
I don't know. From my mouth to your ears.
My brain. Okay, sounds good. I was really looking for something, but I haven't found it yet. Okay, so you want to do? Were you doing that while you were there with Kevin?
Yeah. While I'm there with Kevin and we have some downtime and everything, we'll.
So what specifically are you looking for? You want to know if they're active?
Yeah, just make sure that they weren't damaged or something, right? Because like in the Bayou Cave, that one primal was attacking us and did a little bit of a cave in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then make sure that nothing happened on the
Quetzalcoatl.
dump run. Yeah, Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, it's still working. Working. It's got like a hum to it, a soft
Right,
hum,
okay.
and a glow that just kind of like a dull glow,
Okay.
which is what you've seen from pretty much everything Allegan in the step so far. So you
Okay.
gather that probably means it's working.
Right, so still powered, and then for each one, I'm going to document it a little bit more detail than I had the first time around because we didn't really stick around in some of the places to really dig into it. So just that way, I have schematics of or sketches like.
Well,
Sid was
and
doing.
when we were investigating the Dawn Throne, we did find some information that basically revealed multiple other sites of active Allegan equipment
Yeah.
beyond the ones we saw in the Bayou Cave.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So they're still powered up and
Yes, it is.
good shape. Okay, cool.
Soul. What's going on with you these last couple weeks?
Probably just writing out music on the music sheets I got from Sid
Yeah.
back in the day, and
The songs have names?
nope. But yeah, he wouldn't be doing much.
How are you dealing with the combat aftermath?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not feeling great about it, but gotta push through.
Is Soul visibly like bummed, or does he try to keep that bottled up?
Keeps it bottled up.
Also, did Soul take the, I know he took the Lyre of Building, but did he also take the Pipes of the Sewer? So he can
No.
Pied Piper rats?
No, he doesn't want to mess with rats.
Missed opportunity, but fair.
What about armadillos?
I love the armadillos. I want some in my life.
Once Kevin tried to turn into armor? Okay. So, Hayate. What would
He
you have-
he has spent all of the time being back at Ophiatoris, drinking and doing nothing.
But what about the journey there?
Drinking.
Yeah, 'cause it took us two weeks, right, to get back from there to Kugane, then back to our house.
Yes.
He wouldn't have really done anything out of turn. He just kind of would have traveled. He's a bit quieter, but not like overly so.
It's like, hey, I don't have a boss anymore kind of thing.
Pensive. Yeah, we'll go with pensive. Trying to figure out where from here and how he feels about what happened.
Okay. And Kevin, aside from the step visit, anything else?
That was about it. He would have worked with the professor on something, and yeah, that was it.
What were you working on with the professor?
It's a secret.
Might need to... Okay. The secret from the DM. Nice.
Well, from the group right now.
Okay.
Not from the DM. You're welcome. You can ask me. I also have to talk to the professor about it. Sorry.
That's fine. Tell me after. Jess will be here at some point. Will will be here at some point. Eric will be here at some point, I assume. And we'll talk to them. In the meantime, okay, back at Ophiatoris Castle. What's the party like? Just a rager?
Well, I had stuff to do during the 2 weeks.
Oh, did I miss you? I thought you were talking. Okay, go ahead.
So, the first thing she would have done before Deus went on the trip was to pull Deus and Tavi and Soul aside and introduce them to the 4 other disciples, because those are the only 3 party members that know her history other than Hayate, and request that they be given jobs at the keep in some facet or another, explaining that like they're all supremely skilled ninja janitors. Then you have the crew that breaks in to rob you at night and gets their ass kicked. But yeah, just like guards or scouts or whatever, some role, basically saying, they're, they all did bad stuff just like she did, and they could turn over a new leaf she's friends with all of them, and specifically introduces Deus to Tansui, the Makote.
Right, cool. And you're introducing them as like assassins.
Yeah, no, full disclosure. Like these are because the three of them had already known that Oleana had or Ujin had other disciples that she trained with, and then saying like, yep, these are the four people that I mentioned.
Okay, cool.
They're good people, hardworking, very capable, and now they're out of work because their boss is dead, or their boss's boss is dead.
Yes, the boss's boss. Okay, well, personally, I would welcome them with open arms and give them all hugs and say, "Welcome to the company." You can talk to Inti for your onboarding package. You might be intern of the month if you work hard enough.
There's a 6-year probationary period before you get any benefits whatsoever. But yeah, so that would have been the main thing, just securing, employment for her friends and hopefully helping them turn over a new leaf. And then the second thing would have been in not keeping it hidden whatsoever, but she had given out about half, a dozen, I forget how many I wrote. Do you remember how many coins I gave out, Christian?
I think about a dozen. I want to say a dozen.
Yeah, so say half of those people survived. She basically gave out a dozen free sample coins to entice people to come back alive from the battle. So her evenings would have, while Deus was gone, would have been spent in the company of those lucky recipients.
Cool. Oh, I had a question about those coins too, Jimmy. Are those like coins specifically for Oleana, or were they the Verdigris House coins?
They're like company coins. So like if you were to go to the Capitol, those coins would be there given at. They wouldn't have the same purpose. They're more just kind of like how you have like matchboxes from bars with advertising. It's kind of like that.
Right.
It's like
Right.
little like, hey, you went to Verdigris House, have a little token. In her context, she was specifically using this. Say, hey, give this back to me, and something will happen later on.
Okay, right, but they're not specifically tied to Oleana.
No, they are like if people were from the city, the capital, they would recognize those coins.
Right. Okay. Cool.
My parents just asked me if Fen likes his pajamas. I'm like, yeah, why not? It's like, because he's a boy dog and it's pink. And I'm just like... They bought it for Chewie, and Chewie wouldn't wear it. So he's like, will Fen wear it? Yeah, probably.
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of Chewie. Is he like a Fen and Bob sized dog then, I'm guessing?
Yes.
She
looks like Chewbacca.
Nice. Oh, I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Got so many things to write. All right. Tavi, welcome. What were you doing during the 2-week time skip?
Fireballing everybody.
Okay.
I don't know. Probably just cooling down.
Knock on the keeper's door.
Training a little bit.
It's the constable. Tavi has an arrest warrant for crimes against humanity.
Fireball that guy too.
Does Harry arrest him?
That's right, Harry. Yeah.
He's on the step. Okay.
Oh, actually, sorry, quick question about that, since you just mentioned it. Was Harry helping Aurelian in his investigations, like he was in the side chats that Mike had written, or was it just Aurelian?
It's just Aurelian. Harry stayed on the step.
Okay.
Jose Cuervo. Cocktail.
Oh, the cider they had at the grocery was super old.
Oh no.
They're old.
Yeah, the dates were like from like early November of last year.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez.
Something else.
Wow.
It's because I moved away. No one was there to buy them.
Yeah, right. Supply and demand.
Okay. What about Hugo Boss? Why Hugo Boss?
I don't know. Whatever we were talking about at that point.
Okay.
Well, that was when I said Hayate's boss had died, so the disciples' boss's boss had died.
Got it. All right. So, if that's the case, Solus from Junius is typing.
There it is.
You play a tune in it.
God damn it. I think that will just go down in history as my favorite Super Bowl, and I don't give a shit about football, but just the hilarious audacity to do that song at the fucking Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar is now like my favorite person of all the celebrities.
The way he looked at the camera and said, "Hey Drake," that was.
There is no greater definition of shit-eating grin in the world. Like, that needs to be in the fucking Webster dictionary.
Oh, by the way, once Deus and Kevin got back to the keep, he would have looked for Saul real quick, and then he
Saul
would ask
Goodman?
Saul to send a message to the professor thanking him again for everything.
Soul sees Kevin coming and activates the Ring of Invisibility.
Yeah, then he would wait and try and be looking for him for like the rest of the night.
And now we'll do sending to the professor.
Oh, thanks, man.
So what are you sending to the professor?
Well,
Just that we thank him for hosting us and watching over the kids, and after we get done with the delivering of the body, we'll try to make our way back.
Okay.
Yeah. That we can prepare.
Okay. So, everybody is back at Ophiatoros Castle then, and Aurelian has just told you all that, hey, I got this darkness thing on me. I think he mentioned Cloud of Darkness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Cloud of darkness on you.
Yeah. This is 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, have you tried washing that off? I mean, yeah, I know. I had to learn how to use soap too.
Yes, Kevin, I know how to use soap. Thank you.
I just, it just looks like you're a little dirty with darkness around you.
Well, you always look dirty.
Speaking of, it kind of looks a little bit like that sword I was carrying. Hey, Dace, you still got that thing?
Yeah, it's still on my back there, Kevin. See?
Hey, sword, you know anything about what's going on with that darkness? By the way, I still want to try to help you out. I just haven't found time with all the other things going on.
My master and I hunger.
Who's your
This is the
master?
first time the sword has spoken to you in a long time.
Oh, hey, welcome back. Yeah, I think we got some food. What can I get you? I think we got apples and some pears and some fresh game. What would you like to eat?
The souls of the pure.
Hey, do we got any of that in the cabinets, guys? No, I think we're fresh out of Souls of the Pure. We got anything? How about some oranges?
I think we have oranges, Kevin, but what were you talking about?
Oh, the sword's talking to me again. It said it was hungry. Him and his master were hungry, and it wants to eat some. It was the Souls of the Pure, and I don't think we got any of those in the cabinets, do we?
I don't know.
Okay,
Watch
let me
out,
go
Kevin.
check.
Deus is the purest soul we have in this group.
Uh-oh.
He thinks it's a food item, not that he's actually looking for the Souls of the Pure, because that would be crazy. He comes back, he's like, yeah, hey, sorry, Mr. Sword, I checked. Ain't no pure souls in the cabinets there. Not sure what that is.
Right. By the way, Kevin, when you're hearing the voice now, before it was clearly in your head, now it kind of sounds a little bit staticky, like there's interference.
Also, are you okay? Because you used to come in way clearer.
Use me to kill.
I told you I can't do that no more.
The rest of you can see Aurelian. Aurelian is staring at Kevin while he's talking to the sword. And every time Kevin pauses in his conversation, it looks like he's listening to what the sword is saying. The shadow around Aurelian pulses.
Yeah, so once I figure out what to get you to eat, because if you don't want oranges or something like that, yeah, I'll try to look for whatever this Souls of the Pier thing is. They might got some down at the general market. But until I can find that, I just want to check in. Do you know what's going on with that guy's weird shadow-like stuff? It's kind of like what yours looks like.
It's my master is here.
Your master?
Okay, I'm gonna take a step away without being obvious about it. But I'm gonna take a step away from Aurelian.
Okay.
Your master? Where is he? If you got a master, weren't we supposed to bring it to your master or something to like purify you?
Once I am reunited with my master, the two of us will be stronger than ever.
Oh, like in a positive way, or is that like in the way where you want to like kill things again?
It doesn't answer.
Ah, okay. Well, where's your master? I mean, I guess I should go say hi to him.
It's surrounding your friend.
Oh. Hey, everyone. It says, you know, sword? You know how that thing talks to me? It says it's surrounding, it's the same thing over there. That's like the master. I did say I would greet the master. Hello, master. Can you hear me? I think I'm friends with your sword. We hung out for a long time, and then I decided I didn't want to go on a murderous rampage at all. So, welcome.
Aurelian steps forward and says, "Kevin, stop talking to it.
But it's a nice sword.
It's not a nice sword.
I mean, have you even talked to him? He's just hungry all the time."
Raven Edge, Critical Role flashbacks.
What voice was that?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had my voice changer turned on when I said that.
That wasn't the Oleana voice
No,
either.
it was that nasally kid.
No,
voice.
that was my normal voice with the pitch up from the Oleana voice, so it did not make the normal combination.
God. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the voice of the Dark Sword's master, apparently.
Hey, sword, are you nice? Because the guy that's with your master says I shouldn't be talking to you no more. And I was trying to explain that we're friends.
Of course,
we're friends, right?
We're friends. We've helped each other out so much.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell him. Okay, I'll let him know. Hey, like I said, Aurelian, Sword says we're friends and that we've helped each other, and that's what friends do. I just don't think you're right about this. Also, he says your master is surrounding you right now. Is that true?
Wait, who are you saying that to?
Aurelian?
It's probably talking about the cloud of darkness that's literally gripping onto my soul, Kevin.
Oh. That doesn't sound good.
No.
We're going to help you out with that then. Why didn't you tell us something?
I did.
No, you were just sitting there all mysterious like, if there's something we can do. Oh, let me ask my friend. Hold on. Hey, excuse me, Mr. Sword. He says your master's gripping onto his soul.
Aurelian walks over and slaps Kevin across the face.
Oh.
My man.
Okay.
Stop talking.
I didn't know we were playing Slappy Facey. Usually we say we're about to go, but my turn, right?
Aurelian's gonna cast Hold Person on Kevin. Go ahead and roll. I believe this is shit.
Wisdom.
No, I'm just gonna allow it.
Thank you.
That's how I feel every time I cast something too.
I think you're not allowed to using like weird things and stuff.
Aurelian gets right in Kevin's face, like eye to eye, like Goofy movie style, Powerline style. He says, "Stop talking to the evil sword."
Okay, you just stand down above the crowd, even if you got shot out loud.
He slaps you again.
Holy cheating. I'll stop talking to the sword right now. He is my friend. I'll stop talking to him.
Aurelian backs away and drops the whole person.
Oh, phew. That's not how you're supposed to play Slappy Facey. But like I said, I'll stop talking to him for now. But you're gonna have to explain yourself.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I flew off the handle a little bit there, but lately my emotions have been a little out of whack, tending more towards the aggressive.
Weird. I kind of felt that same way when I was using that sword. Like it makes
You
you feel
don't
super
say.
powerful, huh?
Maybe they could be related.
Yeah, the master and the sword, they seem like they're friends. But you're saying that's a bad thing?
It's a very bad thing.
Right.
In fact, I would get rid of that sword as
Nope.
quickly as possible, as far away as possible.
Look, I promise you I wouldn't talk to no sword right now. But I didn't say nothing about getting rid of it. We're friends, and I couldn't do that to a friend. I wouldn't just get rid of you like that now. Now would I? But if you can convince us, for some real reason, then yeah, maybe. But what's going on with the shadow thing? You're gonna sit there in your mysterious ways, or you're actually gonna explain what's actually going on?
Well, I would like to. Are you going to interrupt me again?
Probably, but I'll try my best not to.
At
Well,
least
that
it's
will
realistic.
have to do. Very well. I returned to Verlaine Manor because all of my searching led me there. That is clearly the epicenter of the spatial disturbances that I've found. I communed with the will of the star, Heidelin, and she helped me to locate these rifts, and I closed as many as I could, but more opened. So I went to the source, and I found the key to get into the room in the basement of Verlaine Manor. Took me a considerable amount of study. But once I got in, I attempted to trick the Cloud of Darkness. Do you want to just say it out loud?
No.
No, well, now I'm getting mixed signals here.
I tried to trick the Cloud of Darkness so I could get a kill shot in and close the rift. But it seems our Sid and Mai's long descended, our predecessors, our forefathers, made a deal with the Cloud of Darkness that he was briefly able to break by trapping his family away inside of your snow globe in Cliffside. But our blood...
I was gonna interrupt, but I want to say I really appreciate you coming out to us. That you had a bunch of gay dads. It's really respectful. I'm glad you trust us with all that information. And the fact that you have 4 different fathers and they had 4 different fathers. I didn't know that thing was possible. But hey, I'm glad we created space for you to feel like you could talk to us about it. That's what this was about,
Aurelian
right?
is staring daggers into you and grinding his jaw so much you could hear it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oleana's in the corner like, oh my god, that's so wholesome.
Silence again. Sorry. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to thank you for your openness. Okay, quiet. I'm quiet now.
What does that say? Aurelian isn't airtight? Is that what you
Isn't
put?
straight.
Isn't straight. Wait, he's not? I didn't know that you made him not to be straight.
Yeah, because there was that one other person that he was interested in, remember?
Wasn't he-
At the party? He was interested in,
It was one of the nobles, wasn't it?
Nope.
yeah, I think no, who was it?
In the side chat, he mentioned something about soul.
Yes.
Oh,
that's it. That
I
was
forgot
it.
about
yeah,
that.
was it. I knew it was somebody. And
I
it was
forgot
you
about
all along.
that. Wow. Okay.
Invisibility.
Yeah.
Wait. So is he gay or is he bi, or does it not matter? Just so I know for playing him.
Kind of feeling it out.
Okay. I mean, he hasn't been his own person for a while. Okay.
It would be hilarious though if he was gay and then was forced to like take that background view every time Sid was a Sherbin. Is like, oh, gross.
Oh, that is weird. Okay. So, anyway, Aurelian looks like he wants to throttle Kevin. Not in a sexy way, just to be clear. Says, so, the bill came due, as Sid liked to say. And because I was the closest thing to our distant relative, I became the pact, the fulfillment of the pact. And now I am a host to the Cloud of Darkness.
And you thought it was a fine idea to come wandering into this castle?
I think I have it under control for now. Hydaelyn says she's helping me with managing it for the time being.
Well, I can talk again now, right? No? Okay, never mind. Hey, Darius, just say him if we got a lot of gil. If the bill's due, we have to pay it for him.
No. But NTOA says the check's in the mail. That's what you tell people. The check's in the mail.
Okay. We'll just let him know. We'll pay his bill, and we'll tell whoever it is the check's in the mail.
That's right.
Perfect. I'm quiet.
Miss Zyla, would you care to elaborate what the Cloud of Darkness actually is? I have no idea what anyone's talking about, but it sounds ominous.
Well, I don't really know about the Verdoling Manor part of it. I know that it was up in Sid's room behind a wall, from what Kevin told me, but I never actually talked to it myself. But when we were in the simulation, we saw the Cloud of Darkness talking with Emperor Zandy of the Allegan Empire. And they were talking about ending the world, and I think it had something to do with the moon. It's not really a moon. There's a dragon up there.
I'm afraid that only made more questions than it answered. But is that some... So the World of Darkness is... Cloud of Darkness is some entity that wants to destroy the world?
That's what it sounded like, or at least most of the world. But this was like thousands of years ago. So maybe the agenda changed over the centuries, but it didn't sound like it was good at any rate. And looking at my uncle now, doesn't sound like it's improved any.
Yeah, they had a giant robot that helped them fight this thing like previously. We fought it. I mean, it wasn't too hard to beat, I think. And long story short, I don't think the robot was gonna stick around. So if that thing ever did come back, we don't got no giant robot to stop it.
That's true.
I will operate under the pretext that actually made sense. And, Mr. Aurelian, if you are the host of this creature, would it not be easiest to just dispose of you and it in the same moment?
You can certainly kill me. That might help. But that will just mean that the Cloud of Darkness is free to roam this plane with no tether.
And we ain't killing none of our friends, Miss Oleana. I see it sound reasoning, makes sense, but we're gonna have to find another way. Ain't no killing any of our friends. And he gives a thumbs up to
I certainly would not suggest it in any soft terms, but from what it sounds like, that would actually not help the situation. So if anything, we should do what we can.
What was that?
I said, no, I think that'd be worse. He actually gives a slight nod to Kevin when you give the thumbs up.
So it seems we should be doing what we can to strengthen Aurelian and help him maintain control over whatever this weird ethereal entity might be.
Time for a training montage.
Get the Team America World Police montage song going.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. We need to take care of Uncle. Are you feeling tired, Uncle? Do you want to lay down?
No. Truth be told, I haven't had to sleep since this took its hold of me. I also have dark vision.
Millie has dark vision.
I hope you announce that every time you go into a dark room.
I do. Why?
There's Millie and Aurelian sitting in a room in pitch blackness being like, all right, got any fours? They're playing Go Fish. She was the only one in the party that had dark vision.
Yeah.
Which, I prefer it that way.
100%. 100%.
Did the 2024 rules of D&D take dark vision away from any of the races?
I haven't seen the new racial breakdowns because I haven't seen like a full PDF of the 2024 book, but I really hope they did because that is like 1,000 points in favor of Pathfinder, where dark vision is an actually rare attribute to give the player races.
As it should be. Because as a DM, I just look at that and I go, well, what's the point of having a dark room anywhere?
Yeah, it's like I think like furbolgs, humans, and gnomes are like the only things that don't get dark vision.
Which doesn't make sense because the Svirfnablins, or whatever the gnome ones are.
Yeah, the rock
Rock
deep
gnomes. The deep
They
gnomes.
should have dark vision, right? I
Yeah.
bet they do.
They have improved dark vision like the Dwergar do, but without the penalties that. Well, and they also got rid of the penalties that Dwergar and Drow had because that was kind of unfair to as a player race.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to D&D.
So, what are you trying to say, Mr. Aurelian? Like, how can we help?
We might need to travel to the world of darkness.
That's a D10 system.
Yeah, are we talking like Vampire the Masquerade or, you know, the Changeling the Lost?
Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Werewolf's a good one. Changeling's my favorite just because that was the first one.
Wait, can I ask a question? What happens if we don't deal with this and go to the world of darkness and we leave the portals
Oh, that's a
open?
good point. At some point, I won't be able to hold this off anymore.
Okay,
And then if it consumes me, it could roam free on our plane.
Oh, I don't want to consume you, so we gotta figure that out. But is that a bad thing? I mean, is it that strong?
Yes, it is.
Is there some sort of timeline you estimate before that would happen?
Heidelin says that she's got me protected for now, but I don't know how long that will last. She didn't seem too worried.
Well, we gotta go deliver a body first, but since we gotta go take care of this thing, I recommend you stay close to us for the time being, in case we have to, you know, do something about it. Not kill you.
Yeah. I could certainly do that. If I understand correctly, you're headed to Tuliolo.
Yeah, we gotta deliver the king's son's body.
That's fortuitous. Heidelin directed me to a place in Tuliolo called the Golden City, where I might be able to find information about how to eradicate the cloud of darkness for the time being.
Hey, well, perfect. I mean, yeah, that does seem whatever the word you used. That's perfect.
It is most fortuitous, but need we leave immediately? I actually had a small trip in mind before we set out. I have some business in the capital, and I would love if Miss Silo could accompany me there before we set out on whatever
Aurelian just snaps at Oleana.
Yeah, it sounds like that should not. Yeah, I've been following you guys going. I mean, it's always fun to have a little girls' trip, and I don't think that body's getting any deader. But be quick about it because I don't know how long this dark thing's gonna last, and you know, we gotta go close some portal thing now. And oh, speaking of soul, can you send a message? Could you send a message to the professor?
Another one?
Yeah, hey, this time saying hey, it might be a little bit longer than we expected. We gotta go close. Aurelian been talking to your dark wall again, and we gotta go close some dark portals or something. But after that, we'll be home.
Forgive me to chiming in here, but you say your brother helped you out with this before. Why didn't you go to him?
Sid's retired. Let him enjoy his life. Y'all are still in
Took
the
an
thick
arrow
of
to the
things.
knee.
Yep.
What'd you say?
So I took an arrow to the knee.
Y'all are still in the thick of this shit.
Well,
Very
I send
good.
sending and say you're not going to believe this, but Kevin got distracted. And we're going to investigate the cloud of darkness.
You say that to Sid?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so are you going to investigate the Cloud of Darkness? Because Aurelian said that he'd go with you to Tuliolo.
Yeah,
Tuliolo?
Kevin told me to tell the professor that we're going to investigate the cloud of darkness.
yeah.
Yeah. So first, but for the DM, we're first going to deliver the body, deal with that, whatever the consequences there are. And
Oh,
then,
I understand that. I'm just thinking how to respond as Sid to what Soul just
Oh yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Got it.
Investigate the fucking what?
Yeah, actually,
Basically.
yes, that is exactly his response.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hey, I know Sid.
Investigate the fucking what?
Sorry, I'm using too many spell slots.
Sorry, this line's falling through. I can't hear you.
Busy signal is free, right?
Yes. It goes do. This number has been disconnected.
It still sounds like a voice.
Answering machine.
I send back another sending and change my voice and say do. It's been disconnected.
The number you are contacting is no longer in service.
I mean, we're gonna look into it after we're at Tuliolo. But
You're going to Tuliolo.
Professor, I can't be having a conversation through this. Because what is that? That was like my fourth or fifth one of the day.
Gotta love that. Actually.
I think that was only your third sending.
I had the first one thanking the professor.
You also had the busy signal. I'm just kidding.
The second one saying, hey, we got distracted, we're doing the Cloud of Darkness. Oh, fair, 3, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, finish your sentence. I didn't mean to.
Sorry, I've like lost track of what
I was having
doing.
the conversation with you as if he was there in real time, but he would have to wait for your sentence to finish.
Well, I would say, we're gonna investigate after we're going to Tuliolo to bring the body back.
Okay. There's a very strange feeling that you have in that it feels just like when you cast Sending, except you didn't cast Sending. You just get a message in your head from Sid who says, hi, yeah, I can do this too. So, sorry, you said something about the Cloud of Darkness, and then you said you're going to a completely different continent?
A lot has happened, tee-hee. No, yeah, we need to bring back, Galul Jawjaws? Is that Zeral Jaws.
Well, Galul Jawjaw is his father.
We have to bring Zeral Jawjaw back to his family so that we can properly lay him to rest with all the honors he deserves.
And, okay, so you get another Sending from Sid. I see why this annoys you so much.
Oh, is Sid using his own sending?
Yes.
Okay, well that's good. That's considerate.
Yes.
Okay.
I see why this annoys you. What does this have to do with what does going to Tuliol have to do with the Cloud of Darkness? And where did you even encounter it?
Well, Aurelian showed up with some fancy new dress, aka the Cloud of Darkness, and he's gonna come with us.
Hey, well. Okay, he doesn't say anything else to you. Instead, you just see Aurelian. He kind of rolls his eyes, and he's having a conversation in his head.
Nice.
Welcome, Kenji. Kenji, what did you do?
That's me.
Hi. And Cassette is here. Okay, cool.
That's her.
Ken Cassette. No, Kenji, what did you do during the 2-week trip back to Ophiotoro's castle?
I think a lot of it was spent whittling a little dolphin necklace for a little girl.
Aw.
Okay.
He probably stayed mostly to himself, would like pop in for group conversations and such, but maybe a little quieter Kenji on the trip back. A little more reflective, a little more handsome. He's got horns now.
I imagine Kenji would have spent some time distributing money to armies, since that was a concern of his.
Yeah, I'd pay the soldiers, I guess. Or not. No, I would have paid people.
Okay, so this is from the money that was in Cato's vault. You're splitting all that money among the various factions.
Oh, yeah. We wanted to run that by you, Will, because we figured Kenji would have the most say in that. My initial statement in our little private conversation was to distribute all of the silver to everyone, but then John had said that you and Kevin would both be inclined to distribute everything evenly amongst the soldiers, so I'd have to redo the math. Where would Kenji fall on that?
Well, if I don't have to do the math, I'm all for it, so...
Yeah, I'll do the math. It's just basically like, what would Kenji and Hayate ultimately decide? Because like those two have the most stakes in the game.
I think they'd pay their soldiers well above the expected rate, but I don't know if they'd distribute everything. I mean, a lot of that has to go to rebuilding towns and stuff around here that were affected. And I think we'd leave at least a small sum for the next daimyo to come in here. So, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done that wouldn't be us.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I've got an Excel page in the Finds and Funds channel that has all the money we gathered from Cato's fight, so I can readjust that to split it however you two would deem appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, we'd probably pay the guys more than the going rate because they fought impossible odds, and then leave 10% for the next daimyo to rebuild and stuff with.
Okay, I will make a note of that for myself. So, basically, a decent bonus for the troops. We have roughly 1,500 troops in total. So a decent bonus for them, and then on top of that, 10% to the whoever's appointed
and we
next
would
by
be
the
paying it would be whatever the numbers we started with. We're not one of those douche nozzles that doesn't pay when somebody dies. We'd pay their family.
Right.
We ain't.
Yeah. So I was going off the full, because initially we had 200,000 something silver, so I split that 1,500 ways. But I'll also factor in the gold and the platinum, split 1,500 ways, and then 10% of whatever's left over goes to the next daimyo.
Yeah. Also, your eyeshadow looks nice. I had to say it.
Oh, thank you.
It's a good look.
I've been practicing.
And Alex's hair looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, thank you. It's my hat hair.
That was actually something that tripped me out the other day. I was browsing
really,
really old videos, and then I jumped back to one to try to find the name for the breeder for our chocobos, because I was trying to reference that in the side chat, and in the video I found, I'm like, both Christian and Alex had long hair, and I'm like, whoa, I haven't seen them like that in so long.
Yeah, I remember that because I got a reminder about when we all played Twilight Imperium, and Alex had long hair at the time. I'm like, holy shit, who's that guy?
Alex's favorite game ever.
Yep.
Oh,
cut my hair.
I forget, Alex, are you a Star Trek fan at all?
I think I've seen like 3 episodes of it. And
So
was
yes,
Okay.
Die Hard.
Because there's Twilight Imperium, and then the equivalent game in board games is Star Trek Ascendancy. It's a very similar game, but Star Trek. And they came out with like an updated rules set recently that my friend Ryan played, and he was saying it cut out like a lot of the bulk and the fluff of it. So if you were a Star Trek fan, the new rules for that reduce a lot of the complaints that you had about Twilight Imperium. But you know, it's more of a like, if you like Star Trek, it's great. If you don't care for Star Trek, just play Twilight Imperium.
fair. As long as there's a cat that I can annoy Christian with.
It's the best thing about Twilight Imperium.
The real goal in life, to annoy Christian.
Yeah, so easy though.
It would have ended Deus and Millie's sisterhood if Millie had ever said the words, "I have wares."
Yeah. Oh, totally. She would have been dead to me.
Because she has wares.
Also, y'all, I've been binging Severance these last couple days.
I heard I
That
should watch that.
So good.
That's the Apple TV show, right? Where like
Yeah.
a person is like, anytime you go to work, you have like a separate personality kind of thing.
Yep.
Right.
I've heard amazing things about that. I just had my
Incredible.
friend add it to the Plex server, so I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's real good.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I rewatched the first season and I didn't realize how much I forgot about the show.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Kevin's gonna look at Saul and say, "Are you okay?" You kind of just went silent there for like a real long while.
Oh, because I was talking to Sid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Just keeping the professor up to date on our cheeky shenanigans.
Hey, thanks so much for sending that message through, though. Very much appreciated.
Of course, that's what I'm here for.
All right, so I think it sounds good. It sounds like the ladies have their own trip. Hey, Triple C, did you want to go with Oleana and Deus? They're gonna go make some run to some city. Sound like a girls' trip? Sounds like something you'd be into.
I'm always more than happy to go anywhere with Deus. I mean, I still have that agreement with with Master Sid about being her bodyguard, but Deus, what do you think?
Well, I think the whole bodyguard thing you don't have to worry about anymore, and we're just friends. You don't have to worry about that. But if you'd like to go, you're more than welcome to come.
Hey, well then, yeah, I'd love to go, especially since with Miss Ollie, I haven't really had much of a chance to chit chat with you or spend time with you and whatnot. And since you're such a strong part of our group now, we've been through quite a lot. I mean, life and death situations notwithstanding, I think, yeah, this will be a really great chance for us to get to know each other even better.
Well, I am most flattered that you think that. Though I do have to ask, I was going to ask you to look after my pets while Deus and I went on the trip, but if you are going to join us, who do you recommend to look after my animals while we're gone? Who would you entrust Tama to?
I can do it. Really,
Keep your fucking cloud of darkness away from my pet snakes.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
I have to say I did have some training with some your chickens back on the farm and whatnot. I'd be happy to look after both of your pets if you'd like.
If you are willing to do so, we're only going to be gone a little while, so the snakes don't need to be fed. I'll make sure to feed them beforehand, but the chameleon, my koi fish, they would both need to be fed. My hawk can more or less fend for himself, but my chocobo will need tending to, though you could probably leave him in Frank's care.
Like I said, Tommy would be a great person to watch all these pets while we're gone, even though I taught him everything I know.
Well, I think your chocobo will be fine with Tama. The chocobo handler here does a really good job of taking care of Tama when I'm out of town or indisposed.
Because that's head right now, by the way.
Tama's what?
Sitting on your head right now, by the way.
How big
Tama's
is
pretty
Tama
sizable
now?
at this point.
Yeah, I'm like, it's been a couple of months. I'm pretty sure, like, wouldn't Tama...
It's been like a month and a half.
Oh, it's been a month and a... Since he's hatched?
Yeah, so Tama used to like being on your head, and since you've been gone and just came back, still thinks he can sit on your head.
She's got to wean him off the head. Okay.
Not half the size though, but you got a strong neck.
She is strong. Yeah, I think this might actually be a very good. This might actually be good for Tama to be with, some other chocobos. I get off of honey. No, I can't hold you anymore. So, like, in mid-conversation, she's trying to, like, gently pull Tama off of her and whatnot and just, like, get him used to him just standing there, and she'll hug him instead, like, sort of restrained, but in a hug kind of way. So this might actually be good. This might actually be really good then. And I'll be sure. Oh, I'm not sure if your chocobo gets separation anxiety like my Tama does here sometimes. If you leave something that has your scent here, that usually helps as well. I do that with Tama. I like, especially if it's like right after I do some morning exercises or whatnot. Like, I'll leave him my shirt that has my scent with it, and usually that's okay for a couple of days for him.
Well, thankfully, my Artemis is more comfortable with separation from me, but that is exactly what I did when I was training her. But it should be quite good for Tama's development to be in the presence of a more mature chocobo and to learn what he can from her.
Oh, it's like a role model. I like this idea.
While you're having this conversation, a small black dog walks up to you and starts sniffing your leg.
Which of us?
Oleana.
Blessed by Bob.
That's not Bob. Yeah, so if a random dog showed up, she, I'm assuming Fenrir sized, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she would immediately just like pick up the dog and be like, well, you're mine now, pet.
Okay, Frank Jr. comes running up, goes, oh, sorry about that. I just got the new puppy and likes to run off a lot.
That sounds like it's Oleana's now. I'm not sure how that works out, but better luck next time.
And you just see
Puppies are...
Frank Jr.'s like half bending over and just like hitting his leg. Come on, Fen, come on.
So Oleana would set him down after giving him a good ear scritch and then kind of push him back towards Frank Jr.
Yeah, he runs up into Frank Jr.'s like, did I hear you guys say that you have animals that need watching? Chocobos, maybe?
Yes. Madame Fortomp and myself both have a chocobo that needs tending to for the next week or so.
Well, I'd be happy to help out. Gives me more to do around here.
Oh, and Triple C also has one.
That would be Madame Fortomp.
Who?
What do I have?
A chocobo, but there's some other madam here that needs a chocobo watch too.
What? I have...
I'm confused too. Anyway, yeah, if you could watch the chocobo, and you know what? You said a lot of things, and I can't promise I would even remember one of them. So if you could just write down a list, and I'll work with Hayate and Tavi to figure out exactly what the schedules are, so I don't mess nothing up. All right? But I promise, I'll look after them like I look after my own real kids.
Everybody just gets quiet.
The lizard's over there like, Father, why don't you love me?
I mean.
Well, I am inclined to trust Mr. Twain to tend to our animals, but I defer to your judgment, Miss Fortomp. You have far more experience with dealing with Tama in this group than I have.
Well, usually I leave Tama in the care of our chocobo handler here at the castle. But usually I just bring him with me wherever I go. He's pretty well behaved with that.
Well, it is what we'll do, right? I'll take the chocobos to the chocobo daycare. Yeah, I think it's a good thing for them to go and hang out with the other chocobos. And all the other pets, you got a list and schedules. Like I said, I'll work with everyone. You know, I know I wasn't the best father with my kids growing up, but you know, I'm trying to change, and this is going to be good for me too, right? Gives me more practice and experience. Because I swear, the kids have been asking for a pet, and you know, with me not being around, I couldn't do that to Professor. But at some point in time, I'm going to have to give. Much better than hitting them, you know? Which I don't do no more. Right, Deus?
I am very happy to hear of your growth, and it is encouraging that you would take such care of my dear
Do you think
fluffy
maybe
and
we
or
could,
scaled companions.
you think maybe we should drop them off at Hancock?
The chocobos?
No, all these pets.
No. Let me take care of it. You gotta trust me. You know, I'm gonna do what's best, and I got everyone else helping, so it's gonna be fine. I promise.
And last time I did request that Hancock take care of Madoka before I left, and he seemed more than a little frightened by having to care for a 15-foot cobra while we were away for a month's time.
Yeah, I trust me. I feel like I have experience taking care of a big snake. Don't you worry.
Is your snake defanged, or is it still, you know, like, yeah,
Oh, certainly
spring
not.
loaded?
Defanging a snake is no different than declawing a kitten. That is horribly inhumane.
Yeah.
For
how they
me,
supposed to hunt?
she can't hurt me were she to bite, so it didn't really cause an issue, but she is fairly tame, and I will make sure to feed her before we leave so that she isn't hungry. They only need to feed about once a month anyways, so the main thing would just be refreshing her water and making sure that her heat globe that Miss Xylo so wonderfully designed is still operational.
Okay, enough. Yeah, we'll take care of it. Give me the list. You three get out of here. We got some bodies to deliver, and also I don't know how much longer these shadow things are gonna hold. I mean, you know, I'm getting weird looks over there.
Kevin got so many brownie points with Oleana right now for taking care of her animals.
Hey, since I'm taking care of my animals, you do your best to take care of Deus. Whatever she wants, however you want to treat her, you spoil her to death. You got that?
Oh, Kevin, you're so nice.
No. I want you to, you know, to do whatever you do, and then you be happy frolicking.
You have nothing to worry about, Mr. Twain. Miss Fortomp and Miss Xylo will be celebrities by proxy when we arrive in the capital.
Oh, perfect. All right, so here's the list. Okay. We're going to figure this out. Don't worry.
Okay. Kenji, I believe you had something?
All right, listen up, y'all. So I've been thinking about it the whole trek back on what I want my next big adventure to be. And I gotta say, I had a conversation with Sid right before he lost all of his abilities about raising a kinda better generation. And I think I'd be a hypocrite not to do the same. This town has really become a passion of mine. And I think if y'all leave me here to steward the town, I could take good care of it. Don't worry, I got plenty of plans. Of course, when you call on me for the big fight, you know I'll be there. But up until now, I wasn't sure you lot could take care of yourself. And then you went and defeated a beholder without me. And that tells me about all I need to know about you.
I don't want to speak for the rest of the group, Ken, but I hate that everyone's leaving, but, you know, I've had similar thoughts recently after I completed everything I thought I had to complete too, so it ain't fair to me to hold no one back. If that's what you want to do, you have my blessing. Not that you needed it. I'm just saying, you know, I wish the best for you.
Thank you, Kevin. You know I'll always be here. I'm just a quick message or stop at home away from y'all.
Yeah, perfect. As long as Saul's with us and he never leaves, it shouldn't be any issue.
Well, Mr. Kenji, I have the utmost faith in your ability to steward the people here who are still reeling from the damage that the former daimyo Kato instilled. But there are 2 points to that. Firstly, I want you to understand that I will never forgive you for taking Shinsuke from me. But at the same time, I understand that was not as black and white a situation as I had been led to believe. And it would make me happy to see you honor his memory in a way by uplifting the people that were so harmed by Kato's hand, which guided Shinsuke to his death at yours.
It's very kind of you. And I don't take that lightly. And if you ever needed to settle that debt, you know where I am. I completely understand. But we are building a monument to those harmed by Kato. It's going to be right over there on that hill. And you can come visit, and we'll make sure his name's on that board as well.
I appreciate that more than you can know, and you have nothing to worry about from me. I have made bonds here at Ophiatoros that have helped me to understand that adding your spilled blood to his dishonors his memory more than avenges it.
You're a good person, Oleana. You're a good person.
I'm trying to be.
I think the lot of us have skeletons in our closet, and that's all we can do.
You want me to check your closet for you? I'd be happy to kill in a skeleton. We've killed skeletons before.
Appreciate that, Kevin, but I want to keep them in there for now.
Okay, don't do no necrophiliac things. That's what Kato did. But I trust you, with my life. So I'll believe it for now.
And I'm shocked to say I'd also trust you with mine, Kevin.
Thanks, Ken. Oh, man, yeah, I'm not supposed to make this harder than it already is, all right?
Besides, Kevin, wouldn't you feel a lot safer if your family was around and I was here, just in case?
Actually, yeah. Anyway, Kevin comes in, gives you a big, quick hug and says, I got him. I'm gonna go check that list. Thanks, Oleana, and then try look at the things and figure it out. I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, I go. Yeah, you're like running off.
Oh.
Yeah. So I would go up and give Kenji a hug too, and I'll tell him that I'm gonna miss traveling with you, but you're right. You deserve a rest and to do what you want to do and be happy. So I'm happy for you.
Thank you, Deus, and this is always your home. So you just come back home and see the old man once in a while, all right? Don't be too adventurous out there.
Oh yeah, I made a promise to Sid not to be too adventurous, so I'm aiming to keep that promise.
I'll make sure your workshop's always clean when you come back. But I won't move any of your tools.
I appreciate that.
If you find any reason to light Deus's forge while we're gone, please let my snakes in there. They quite enjoy the warmth.
Will do.
Oh, and the anaconda that Oleana acquired from Kato is named Shokuzai because it means redemption and atonement.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Make sure that you feed the snake hamburgers, but you have to include the buns because her anaconda don't want none unless it's got buns.
God
Good point.
damn it.
Good point. I would never feed
Sorry, that's so weird. My internet dropped out.
Oh, by the way, Oleana, is there anything specific in your closet that would hurt Kevin if he opened up your closet? He'd just be checking for skeletons to kill.
No, no. Basically, like Oleana's closet is full of the handful of garments that she had brought with her and that Hancock had provided her. There is nothing sketch in her entire room because she doesn't need weapons or poisons or anything. She's all hand to hand. So in her room is just there's a large fish tank with the miniature koi fish in it. There's a chameleon enclosure, and now there are 2 snake enclosures that take up like an entire wall because one's for a 15-foot cobra and one's for a 20-foot anaconda.
Okay. Given that there was nothing in the closet that needed to be killed, he would have closed it and tried to make friends with your pets as he tried to read very slowly the list of items. So then he would just...
Yeah, it's mainly the chameleon and the koi fish would need to be fed. The snakes don't because, they eat so slowly. They would just need water. The chameleon is an asshole. It likes nobody, Oleana included, based after my own chameleon I've had in real life that hated everybody. We called him Herman the German, and he was an asshole. But it was really fucking cool to watch him eat crickets because he would do the little tongue thing. So fucking cool. And then the koi fish is just like a magically miniaturized koi fish, so it doesn't grow. Fuck huge.
Okay.
And the hawk contender itself, the hawk is basically just free roaming until Oleana calls for it.
Okay, he would definitely work with Hayate and Tabi before doing anything, but yeah, just know everything's...
I mean, that's great, and I cannot understate how much that means to Oleana that Kevin is taking care of her animals, because they are her favorite things in the world.
Yeah, well, he doesn't realize it, but he's happy he can help you.
Yeah, no. Infinite brownie points for that. And if Hayate wants to gather cobra venom, he's got an unlimited supply. Has anybody seen a video of what cobra venom actually does to a person?
Oh, it's awful.
It is fucking terrifying.
It's
let's add one
so
drop of
bad.
cobra venom and turns your blood to jelly.
Yep.
Kind of curious. Post that video if you can find it. However, I will say this. Hayate retiring and you guys can get back to... Or not Hayate. Kenji retiring and you can get back to...
Hayate too?
Yeah. Will said that his work schedule is picking up again, which means he's going to have less time to play. So, yeah. Sadly enough, we will not have Will moving forward. But
I love you guys. Sorry.
Can we
Miss
still, Will, if we need to reference Kenji stuff in side chats, can we still ping you for that?
Oh yeah, I fully intend to write inside chats on slower days and stuff, but I just won't be able to ever make Tuesday nights happen.
Okay, well, yeah, that way we can at least still keep Kenji, alive in the
I think that's great, and I still have stuff to write on him too.
Not just that, I'm also going to come to you, Will, about things happening in Sasaki Village and Ophiatoros Castle.
Yeah.
So you can still influence the game in that way. And if there's something that you want Kenji to do for the group, I can make that happen as well.
Sweet.
And with any luck, will be able to make it to the finale as well. So
that's the hope.
Yeah. So we'll have Hayate for that. Yeah. But I just want to let you guys know that's what was going on. Yeah. Okay. So are you guys going to do...
Is Hayate around the castle?
Yep.
Cool. Kenji will walk up to Hayate and hand him a square bottle. Hayate, I thought in your honor, we'd try at least one barrel of that whiskey you like so much. Now, I will warn you, it's not the full product because it is magically aged. We just started. But let me know what you think of the recipe.
I'll let you know for sure. You and I might have some things to talk about before you settle down, though.
Oh, I don't think I'll be doing much. I mean, I'm settling, but I'm going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You alright?
Should be. Question of how I feel about how that all ended.
What do you mean? How quick I took him out? Or the fact that he was weak and I took him out?
No, he deserved worse. As far as I
Sure.
know. I was going to give him worse, too. But that was your kill.
Sorry if I took the kill from you.
No, he didn't take anything from me. In fact, I was going to tell Mr. Soul over there if he still had some juice in him to bring it back so I could do worse. And Hightail pull a diamond out of his pocket and flip it over at Soul.
Do you catch it?
He tries, but it probably misses.
It hits you in the chest and falls to the floor.
Ah! It's like the chocobo all over again.
The fact of the matter is, I didn't think that I was going to... The way I had it set up, I was going to send him off the way he made me. But looks like I'm going to have to try to figure out some more things to do in my life now.
Well, I'll tell you what, a post may have opened up on the traveling part of this team.
Oh, that's a big ask, Kenji.
Oh, it ain't an ask. It's more of a suggestion. You don't usually play well with others throughout our entire lives. Maybe it's an opportunity to learn. Besides, your little protege's with him, too. And she seems to think the world of you, Viper.
She shouldn't. Well, the fact of the matter is, I'll stick around a little bit if I have to, but don't expect me to be sending you progress notes or anything.
Never did. But you know, this is also your home, too, if you want it. Feel free to come by. After all, I hear we got whiskey in town now.
Do hear that. And if you're going to be staying here and you're going to be coordinating things, you should probably hang on to this. And he's going to pull out an old leather, that's the word I'm looking for, old leather ledger and hand it over. These are the names and locations of people that I have been quietly sending money to after their situations have changed due to my hand.
Very well. Well, I hear we got a lot of space for anyone that wants to immigrate.
That's definitely an option. I'll be sending money your way as well, and maybe you could send it off through here, depending on where I'm at the time.
You send them my way, they'll be welcome. We ain't exactly turning away people.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I suppose I have some answering to do to Oleana as well. She was convinced I was killing you.
I mean, for a second, I may or may not have been convinced you were going to try.
I wouldn't have fallen for that thing again, you know that.
I know you wouldn't have. But you'd still have to, you know, I'd have a few seconds before I bled out. I could make you pay.
All right, Kenji, you enjoy your time off, and you treat my sister right, you hear me?
Wouldn't think anything else. I'm more scared of her than I am of you, I'd say.
Probably fair and right.
Izumi, who's kind of been hanging out in the background, says, "Oh, Kenji treats me right by treating me wrong."
God damn it, Susan.
Oleana raises her glass in the background, like, yeah!
Respectfully. Or disrespectfully. It really depends on the night.
Game recognizes game.
Going to the baths.
Be careful of room 5 in there.
I don't want to know why.
It's alright, you'll piece it together, friend.
Oh, god damn it. And Hayate's gonna just walk off, go towards
Kenji turns to Izumi. You're right, he is fun to fuck with like that.
So sad everyone's getting their prank on after Millie's left the party.
Aside from the leather journal, you find that there is a small leather pouch attached to the journal at Kenji. And this is a pouch of flowering. You can plant a single seed in there, and every day it will grow several flowers or fruits from that plant. And currently it looks like it's Naimea's lilies.
Those were my mother's favorite. And I'm going to plant a few around the graveyard that we have.
Oh, and that since I asked earlier and then forgot to bring it up, because Millie and the rest of the refugees that chose to go to Ophiutorus would have arrived by now. If Kenji wanted to do any like gardening-based things, Millie would absolutely be able to help him with that, given her, AO absorption.
We also brought back a gardener too.
Oh yeah, new friend for Millie.
Yeah, I'm guessing Millie and Kenji are going to be up to a lot of stuff at this castle and town.
You're like that.
She could definitely use the benefit of his wisdom after having aged 1,400 years in a day.
We've all been there.
Also,
it was election day, actually. What?
God.
Also, moving forward, when Will's not here as Kenji, Kenji will be available as a source of information if you need him to be. Because
hell yeah,
daimyo, and also having Hancock as a vizier of some sort, or at least an information merchant, will provide you guys with some additional knowledge if you need it.
Yay, connections.
And he'll have drinking nights where he has Sid and their family over.
Yeah, I mean, they can all teleport, and it's not all that expensive an Aetheryte journey from the steppe to
Gosh.
Ophiutorus, right?
Especially not for Sid.
Not gonna lie, the second that Sherbin sees Kenji with his reconstructed horns, she is going to be so gushing over him and so happy and so congratulatory. Like she was really respectful of him not having horns at first, even though like that was something that was a big shock to her. But seeing him with the horns, she's just gonna be so happy for him.
Besties.
Considering Sid's a goldsmith, it would make more sense for Kenji to go to him anyway.
Perfect.
Very true.
I think Tavi already put him on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
he's
Tavi's my
definitely gonna
boy.
follow him.
Oh yeah, that's part of what we were doing during the 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
If there's a moment then of peacefulness, Oleana would have tried to find Soul on a quiet, private moment where it's just the two of them.
Building castles in the sky.
Mr. Junius, I can't help but notice you've seemed a bit distant and distraught after the most recent battle, and I have some suspicions as to why that might be, if you wanted to talk about it.
Soul's gonna kind of like stiffen and be like, well, it's always tough after battles and, losing companions. I no matter how many times it happens, it's not any easier, but I think I'm doing okay.
You get a flash of the Morgan's eyes as she's being disintegrated. I'm the worst.
I understand why you might be inclined to say that, but I'm not talking about the death of Zeralja. I'm more talking about the death of that necromancer who disintegrated in my arms, and the weight that might carry upon your shoulders.
Soul's gonna not just kind of look away from Oleana and be like, well, when we're put in these situations, we have to do what we have to, and that's just the way things are.
That's very true, but I can tell the lack of internalized sincerity in your words, and I just want you to know that you're not the only one affected by these things. I've had several nights where I've replayed her screams in my own head as I went to sleep, and it's all right to feel the guilt and the weight of what you had to do, but I just want you to know that by doing so, you likely saved the rest of us from a far worse fate. And while, yes, her death was hardly one that most people would wish for, you shouldn't beat yourself up over doing something that saved the rest of those you care about and countless others from an equally worse fate.
So I'll take a moment to digest it and then look at Oleana in the eyes and say, but don't you ever wonder if there was another way, that it didn't have to be that way?
Always, every day, especially after having met you all, I can't help but look back on all the times I've killed and wondered if there was a better option that I could have explored had I taken the time to do so, but regret only serves to destroy another life on top of the ones that it took to begin with. So there's nothing to be gained by wallowing in self-pity and what-ifs over what we could have done in the past. Yes, I likely could have removed people from the game, so to speak, without killing them, in the same way that there might have been another way to stop that necromancer from what she was doing, but we did what we thought was best in the moments that we had to act, and it only serves to hurt you at the expense of everyone around you to try to dwell on these thoughts as if you could have done something better in the moment. You had scant few seconds to act, and you did what you thought was necessary, and I believe firmly that by removing her from the table as quickly as you did, it likely saved the rest of our group from far worse torment.
Soul's gonna nod solemnly, looking down at his hands that he's flexing and unflexing. I just feel that sometimes this takes a toll on me, and I feel that for all the good I'm doing, that maybe there's something wrong with me and I'm becoming some sort of monster myself.
The fact that it bothers you tells me that you are not a monster. I can only look to Master Hayate as an example, who seemingly has killed far, far more than either of us in the past with, by all outward accounts, no weight upon his conscience. And so by comparison, the guilt that you and I feel when we look back upon the lives we've taken only serves to reinforce that we have the potential for better outcomes in the future when we're presented with the option to explore them.
Before Saul can respond, Kevin runs in real quick, and he looks panicked. Yeah, Miss Oleana, yeah, I swear I didn't do nothing, but I think one of your snakes is sick. The skins are falling off. I don't know what's going on.
Mr. Twain, that is entirely normal for reptiles. It is.
The skin just comes off? It's like what lizard people do.
Well, they are similar to lizard people, I would
Father,
presume.
love me.
But the easiest point of comparison, Mr. Twain, when you were young, do you remember having pain in your legs or arms when you were growing, when you had a growth spurt?
Nope, I can't say I remember much as a kid, except a lot of beatings and some betrayals and my friendship with Deus. But I believe you. I'm pretty sure I had them things.
The way that reptiles like Madoka and name I forgot already, Shokuzai and Reginald operate is that when they grow, they shed their skin so that they can become bigger and healthier. It is entirely normal for them. You have nothing to worry about. If
Okay,
they're
so
shedding their skin, that is expected behavior.
Okay, so I didn't do nothing wrong, right?
No, as long as you've kept them watered and fed Reginald some crickets over the next few days while we're gone, that's all I could ask of you.
Okay. Honestly, I'm like, I didn't do nothing, and I'm already hurting these snakes. Okay, I'm gonna go back in there now that I know that's normal. And the other weird things I should be prepared for is it's just the shedding of the skin.
Shedding of the skin, they don't go to the bathroom very often. Reginald's eyes can look in two directions at once, and his tongue is very fun to watch as he eats crickets. I call it the cricket massacre every time I feed him. But other than that, no, just don't overfeed the koi fish. She's a glutton and will eat as much food as you give her to the point she'd kill herself.
Got it. Something about something. Not too much food. Okay, going back in there. Thanks. And yeah, won't you overfeed anything? And hear that the things in this world that don't poop. Anyway, okay. Sorry, didn't mean to disturb you all. If I can, I'll see you soon. And heads back out.
Well, that heartfelt distraction aside, if you ever need to talk to commiserate with someone who has regrets over the lives she's taken, my horn is always there for you.
Wink.
Wow.
So we'll
Awkwardly tries to say, I have an ear for you to, to stop talking to. And then I remember Alrod don't have ears.
Sol will clench his fists and say, I sincerely appreciate that. It's good to know that I'm not the only one who feels this way. You give me a lot to think on, but I think I need to think about this by myself for now.
I completely understand, but just try not to be as hard on yourself as you might be inclined to.
I'll see what I can do. Sol will nod and then walk away, and when he's alone, will say to Ink Floyd, maybe I can learn to forgive myself eventually.
Aww. Yay.
Okay. So with that aside, Deus and Millie, Deus and Oleana and Cosette are going to travel to Bukio.
Yes.
How long?
You said Bukio was 5 days by Chocobo. I'm guessing we'd take Falcon, so that would probably cut the travel time down by a good amount.
That would cut your travel time down to about 3.5 days. We'll say.
Okay. Yeah, because
About 3
Falcons
days.
are cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
Chocobos could run real fast, but let's cut it down to cut a full day out if you're taking Falcon. So just
Okay,
4
so
days.
4 days to the capital. And would they have Falcons in the capital for like a return trip purposes?
Of course.
Or actually, we could Aetherite back. You don't need to take the Falcons back. Never mind. Oh my god. Well, yeah, exactly. Now, if I could muster up 1/10 of the inspiration that lovely pirate cyborg could muster.
Dude, that's one of the best speeches in like.
It fucking. I
movies.
cry every single
Every
time
time.
I've ever watched that movie.
Was that Treasure Planet?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Treasure Planet. It's so fucking good, and it's one of my it's the best example of solar punk in like any media. When someone's like, "What does
That's
solar
fair.
punk mean to you?" Fucking that movie.
And it's one of the only like retellings of the Treasure Island outside of a Muppets Treasure Island that actually did it justice.
Yes. Yeah, they're pretty on par. Just do you want comedy or do you want amazing character development?
I've never actually watched it, but
It's
It's
Jess,
so
good.
good. It is so like
good.
Treasure Planet and Atlantis, arguably two of the best like semi-modern Disney animated movies ever made.
Milo
They're
Thatch was my
severely
first
underrated.
inspiration for Sid.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Wait,
Jess,
what happened?
movie night?
Milo
Movie night?
Thatch was the first inspiration for Sid.
Nice.
And it's kind of funny you mentioned that because I feel like from the way you've described what you intended for Sid, he actually ended up being a lot more like Milo Thatch than what you had described because you kind of wanted him to be a little bit more distant than he ended up being, which is in line with Milo Thatch.
That's crazy because Mole was the inspiration for Kenji.
You don't want to know.
What's
I
his
know.
story?
He told me, and I didn't want to know. And now I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
Another movie that came out around that time that I loved that I feel is criminally underrated, Titan AE.
I actually
Incredible
haven't
film.
seen that one.
That film is incredible.
It's really good.
The planet's named Bob, by the way.
Yep. You can't name a planet Bob.
What? You want to name it Earth 2?
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, so before we set aside for the trip with the three ladies to Bukio, Oleana would try to.
Is that going to be a side story, or did you want to do that?
Yes, yeah, that's going to be a side story. At the very least, between me and Christian, and then if Jess is available too or not, we'll figure that out.
She should be.
Yeah.
So that would be great. I mean, I was not planning for Cassette to be present, but it makes it all the more fun. But if Jess can join, or if we message Jess privately and then incorporate that from there. Anyway,
I mean, again, she doesn't know that she's cock blocking ish or whatnot, and she very well might not be. I mean, y'all don't have to all room together. Y'all could do your own thing. She's respectful of that.
yeah, I mean that was what I was getting to, is that Oleana would want to pull Cassette aside to get some insider information, so to speak. Now that she's going on the trip with them. So yeah, some moment before we depart, finding Cassette, just Cassette, so no one is interrupting.
Go ahead.
Cock blocking? What are you talking about? That makes no sense. That's 3 girls on a trip.
Sorry, Millie or Oleana, are you doing that now, or are you talking?
Yeah, no, like now in session, Oleana's going to try to find a moment to talk with Cassette.
No, Jess, it's twat swatting.
Twat swat? Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds so much worse than cock blocking, because cock blocking doesn't have a painful component to it.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing just makes me
Clam
think of
stand.
volleyball.
God damn it. Volleyball?
Yeah, the whole twat swat. Like,
The conversations we have at D&D, everybody.
I was joking earlier because when Kenji and Oleana had first spoken, he warned her that Kevin and Deus would just say the raunchiest things together with no understanding of what they said.
We do that too. Okay, so go ahead and do your little side.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Miss Fortom, do you have a moment before we depart?
oh, sure. What can I help you with?
I was wondering if you could give me some additional insight on the nature of the relationship between Mr. Twain and Miss Xylo. I've come to know Miss Xylo quite well over the past month, but with his intensive training regimen, I've had next to no contact with Mr. Twain, nor has he come to talk with us or Mr. Junius and Slavag as we were in Miss Xylo's workshop.
Oh, well, well, I do know that they come from the same place, so they've known each other for a very long time. And they've definitely gotten closer from the time that I've known them. I do think Deus has some wait a minute. Hold on. Why do you want to know?
Well, if I can confide in you, I've developed something of a crush on Miss Silo, and until recently, I had thought that that was something I could pursue with no worry for complications. However, the night before the assault on the keep, I witnessed an interaction between herself and Mr. Twain that makes me worried I might be uh, sticking my nose where it doesn't belong.
Oh, well, that's fair. Um, oh, it's so cute. But well, I do know that Deus, at least I think so. I think she has strong feelings for Kevin. Um, for sure that have sort of developed. Just the little things that she does. She's never really talked with me about them. Which is fine. That she doesn't have to. Or anything like that. But I do know that Kevin also seems to have a very big soft spot when it comes to Deus and just some of their interactions. Oh, you haven't been around long enough to hear one of those. They can be kind of entertaining, and I know they come from very good places, but to someone who doesn't know them, they can get kind of spicy, um, sort of. But it's all very. They don't mean it like that, which only makes it even fun. Oh well, yeah. I mean, you get what I'm trying to say, right? Ish.
That was actually something that Mr. Kenji warned me of, and I thought it was just some form of silly joking between friends, but
Oh, like
I had,
flirting.
well, not even flirting so much as, playful ribbing between friends saying
Ah,
silly, overtly sexual things, which I have not witnessed myself, but I am uh, sometimes more perceptive than is to my benefit and witnessed Deus kissing Mr. Twain on the cheek and whispering something along the lines of love. And while I have come to have feelings for her, I would not want to
right. You
express
don't want.
those at the cost of her feelings towards Mr. Twain.
Yeah, and you don't want to waste your time either, especially if her heart's in another place for sure. That would just be cruel for you. Oh my gosh, the more I think about it, that is kind of
Well,
cruel.
precisely. It's due to the nature of my profession, I have a very unregulated approach to romance. I have an existing partner, but we have an understanding where she's allowed to see other people as she sees fit, and that's been our understanding for a few years now. But I don't know if Miss Xylo is of like mind, and while I would certainly like to find out, I don't want to jeopardize something that may already exist.
So, well, wait, you already have a partner, but she's she's with other people, and you're pursuing dates romantically?
Yes, the easiest way to explain it would be that the feelings one person has for another does not diminish or prevent the feelings that could develop to another person. So, with my partner Tansui, she's the black and white eared Makote you might have seen around the keep recently. Um, she's free to pursue other people with the understanding that whatever feelings she may develop for them don't diminish the feeling she has for me or vice versa. And I would hope that Miss Xylo is of open to a similar understanding, but it's not something I can't know it until I find out, if that makes sense.
I think sorry. I mean, I know things aren't always the same when it comes to relationships all across of Eorzea, and beyond, of course. I mean, Sid is in a very peculiar relationship with his sweetie pie Sherbin and her husband, which I still don't quite understand, but it's more of a cultural thing for them, but that doesn't seem like it's a cultural thing for you.
No,
So
I mean, it is culturally coincidental that we are both Aura, but I had done some research before finding your group, so I was aware of Miss Byakude and Mr. Aurelian's entanglement, as well as her existing husband, so I had hoped that that would have at least made Miss Xylo aware that that is on the table, so to speak, but at the same time, I understand that I can't expect that to be everyone's approach. If
right,
monogamy is what she expects, I wouldn't intrude on that.
right. Um, that's not something I can. Well, hold on. This isn't about me. That's right. Focus. You and Deus. You and Deus. Okay. I think given what we both know about Deus, I mean, I don't know if she's even interested in like a relationship with Kevin, or if they're kind of just dancing around stuff, because I think Kevin was married at the time as well, which oh, that is just scandalous right there. But now that he's he's a widow now. That's right, he's a widow. That just sort of opens up all kinds of opportunities for her. Um, but then I think you probably should just have a conversation with Deus about it. I think just to see what her feelings and intentions are with Kevin. Since, well, Kevin's not here right now, but you're interested in Deus, and Kevin's interests, well, they should be kind of neither here nor there as far as, your interests with Deus. And you're oh my gosh, that's why you wanted this trip with Deus. You wanted to get I shouldn't be here. Oh no.
No, no, it's not a problem at all. Nothing, your presence does not prevent me from expressing my feelings towards Miss Silo at all, and I would be thrilled for you to accompany us to the capital. That's my home turf, so to speak, and I would love to show both of you around the city and the sights and get you into all the fancy restaurants that you normally need reservations several months out to attend. I was mostly hoping to find out if there was already a standing relationship that was common knowledge amongst you cliffhangers that I was intruding on, and then I would pull back without saying anything. To put it quite plainly, I may be a whore, but I'm not a home wrecker.
Well, I mean, good for you to recognize it and own it professionally. Um,
Own it on my 1099s.
but yeah, I think, well, that makes me very happy that I'm not actually intruding on this little adventure with you and Deus. But I think it would be best for you to maybe just in passing conversation ask how she really feels about Kevin, and what it might even come up with the three of us here, just talking and whatnot, because that's just the sort of thing that ladies tend to do, right? We talk, we chat, things come up. And yeah, so yeah, maybe we both will learn something about Deus.
As long as you are comfortable bearing witness to whatever awkward acceptance or rejection may happen when those feelings come to light, you are more than welcome to attend. I'm thrilled to be able to share that aspect of my life now that you have honorary citizenship, because until recently I had resigned myself to having to visit Bukio by myself because it's not open to foreigners.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited about that too. I've never been here before, but if it's anything as half as fun and exciting as Kagani, then I am here for it. Hmm. But no, and by all means, I want to be respectful of your feelings in this as well, and I don't have to be, an audience member for the whole thing. I mean, I can give you two privacy if that's what you want.
I think we'll play it by ear. My initial plan was to uh, discuss my feelings over dinner one of the nights while we were in the capital, but nothing says that can't be done when we're all at dinner, because I wouldn't want you to miss out on the fancy establishments within the capital. But at the same time, perhaps if it was a conversation saved until after dessert, so to speak, if you were to head back to my penthouse after that, then that would allow Deus and I to talk in
And
private.
and I can how about this? We're only going to be there for a few days, right?
Correct.
I
It
can
shouldn't be a
leave
long trip.
early. I can leave early, give you a day or two with, just you by yourself with Deus, and then you can have all the wonderful conversations together as you please, without me being in the way. Yeah?
That is very kind of you, and as long as you don't feel like you're shorting yourself on what should be seen as a pleasant little mini vacation, that would be most appreciated.
I think no, this is something that was just sort of spur of the moment kind of a thing. Like I said, I don't think I'm now that I think about it, I don't think I'm even supposed to be here. But no, if even if I'm here just for like a day or two, that would just be a wonderful treat for me. And I can always come back later. Like you said, I have citizenship now, and I can always ask you for advice on where to go later on if I happen to find myself here at another point. So,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. I know all the best places to eat. They all know me by name, and that also allows. I had planned to stop at Verdigree's house, which is the bordello where I'm employed. I needed to
No.
talk to
Oh,
the madam
I
there about some business, so I could save that for after you've returned to
y-
Oviatoros.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to go to a place like that. Um no offense, but I don't think I'd be comfortable. Um
Absolutely understand. It's not a trade that I would force upon others or expect everyone to have the same mindset that I do about it.
Is
yeah.
Verdigris House located anywhere near the Google Bordello?
Near the
Oh
what?
my gosh.
Google Bordello is a band from like the 90s.
Oh,
Hmm.
gotcha. No, it's near the
Well
House of the
done.
Rising Sun.
I
Yeah.
hear the devil
The,
from the Rising Sun.
here's the thing. The reason why Cassette says that is because she really doesn't want to insult Aliana with this by not being comfortable around a bordello, but Cassette has her reputation to be considered of, because not only is she from a house in Ishgard, she is a dragoon, and she is also now the Crimson Dragoon. So if word got out that she was spotted around a bordello,
Oh yeah, yeah,
um,
totally makes sense because like Oleana fully
yeah,
understands that like in Hingan culture, the concept of courtesans and stuff is a lot more socially acceptable than it
yeah.
would be in a more French analog. So that's
And
totally understandable.
not only that, but because Oleana seems to be so popular there, Cassette is actually kind of rethinking about staying as long as she should be. Because, again, if word got out that she was seen associated with a very, very high class hooker, um, it could be bad for her.
Yeah, like the
not only because of the reasons that I listed beforehand, but because she is a girl from a high household. So her reputation as a woman coming from a house of high standing who is unmarried is very, very delicate
Yeah,
to
and like
handle as
and her
well.
reputation, especially in the capital, I'd liken it to be like a household common porn star name in terms of notoriety.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think the longer that Cassette thinks about this, the more she's gonna sweat during their trip there. She might cut her time very, very short there, all things considered.
Okay, before Deus left, Kevin would have talked to her real quickly.
Go
Me
for it.
retcon that. I didn't know you guys had left yet.
No, we haven't left yet. That
Oh,
was
okay,
all
good, good.
theoretical
Got
outcomes
it.
for the trip.
Oh shoot. Well, if that sorry, if that's the case, Cassette might not even go at all then. If
Oh, you gotta go.
No, you should go.
You should go. Wait,
Oh my God.
hold on. Wait until after Kevin talks to Deus, and maybe
Okay.
she'll help you decide.
Okay.
Hey, Deus, you need any help packing? Are you good?
Oh, I think I'm good packing, but if you want to keep me company, you can.
Yeah. I can keep you company. Look, I was thinking, right? I mean, I'm super sad about Ken leaving, but yeah, I wouldn't want people to be mad at me if I was staying with my kids. So I think it's best for him, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to do what's best for your kids too, and
Right.
life is like a juggling act, right? Balancing. It's all about keeping the balls in the air and be careful when you handle them. But
Yeah.
you know,
Always got to be careful handling balls.
yeah,
That's-
exactly.
Actually, that's why I want to talk to you. With Oleana just joining in and everything, I don't want her to leave, and I want her to feel like she's part of the team, right? Because I'm more looking at her like family. So I want you and Cosette to treat her like the best you can treat her. Show her all the fun games we used to play, like hide the sausage, or maybe even try the what was it? The tongue hockey. I think that was a real fun game we used to play as kids. But all the fun games we used to play, I want her to feel like she's right at home and part of the family.
Oh, Kevin, that's very nice of you. Very kind.
So
And,
many misinterpreted gestures.
Just whatever she needs to feel like right at home. I think it's important that we give that to her right now because, I know she wanted to kill Cannon, but it was probably really hard for her not to. And then she decided to, stay with us. I think that's someone I can trust, right? That's someone we should trust. And so
Yeah.
I just want to make sure this trip you three are going on is going to be amazing, and she's going to have a great time. And whatever she needs, you just go on and give it to her, okay?
Okay, Kevin. Well, I will do so. Thank you very much.
All right, I'll help you pack. Oh, well, not
Okay.
this one. I like the one that's like really kind of see-through, little, for your nighty.
Oh, you mean this one? Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that one.
Oh God.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have the best sleepover, you three. I can't even imagine how much fun y'all gonna have.
I can't wait. We're gonna be braiding hair, and we're gonna be talking all night. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, stay up as late as you want.
Yeah, you know what? I was gonna talk to Oleana about bringing Tansui with her because they haven't been able to hang out much lately. So that might be fun. Just have the four of us out there.
Yeah, if that makes her happy, like I said, whatever it is that makes her happy, I just want her to feel like she's part of the team.
Okay, she will be an integral part of the team.
And here, take this. He hands you 100 platinum pieces. Whatever you need to buy or make her happy, feel free. I mean, stuff just keeps coming to us. Besides, I think it's the gold-colored ones that are the more important ones, right?
Yeah. Those by the cheeseburger. So very important.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with all these. They look like the other ones that are silver color. Anyway, okay, you guys go have fun, but I'll help you pack until you leave. And don't take no for an answer. Whatever she wants, you go on and give it to her. Okay?
Okay. All right. It's a deal.
It's like, hey,
Great.
buy yourself something nice. Here's $10,000.
Go buy a sports car.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do, and I'll help Deus pack, and then I'll go see them all off, whenever that is, unless they're gonna have another talk.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Cosette and Oleana finished their talk yet, so.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I was messaging Jess something on the side, but basically, yeah, we discussed the Deus Kevin not intruding aspect of the relationship, and would have discussed the dancing around the noble daughter of a house frequenting a city with a courtesan, so handling that in a culturally sensitive way.
Okay. Was that everything before you guys take your trip?
Well, unless Deus had something to talk to Oleon about before the trip.
That's what I'm asking.
Oh, I would just have asked if you wanted to bring Tensui with us, since she knows the capital too, and you haven't seen her
No.
for so long.
Hey, no.
Because I don't think we knew that they were sneaking around the battlefield stuff, right? It was just after the battle you introduced her to us.
Well, she would have said that she had instructed the other 4 disciples to basically like go to ground, so that they're not, in the way one way or the other. But would mention that they were present during the battle, but deliberately kind of not doing things so as to not be a problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I would just say that, if you wanted to bring her, that's fine.
Okay.
But that's it.
Everybody goes to sleep. Tavi, do you sleep or do you stay up?
I sleep.
I don't know why I said Tavi. Soul, do you fall asleep or do you stay up?
I mean, he would eventually fall asleep, yeah.
Okay.
And Kevin's gonna stay in Oleana's room the entire time unless he has to like constitution or do normal things. And he won't sleep much, so he'll probably have some level of exhaustion because he's so worried about making sure all the pets stay alive.
Okay. I don't know
Reptiles are very self-sufficient animals, so
yeah, Kevin doesn't know that.
So, when you fall asleep, you open your eyes back up, and you're still in your room. And there is a white-robed figure standing in front of you, wearing a mask like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. You're awake.
I was really hoping this was still a dream.
Yes, well. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Elidibus, the emissary.
An emissary from where?
Oh, a forgotten age, a forgotten time.
Okay.
Memories fleeting, all.
Very mysterious. Makes sense you're wearing the mask.
He lifts off the mask and his cloak, and you can see his face. He appears shorter than the other Asians that you've seen. He has like a silvery purple hair, kind of short cropped, but these bright blue eyes. And I believe you've met my counterpart in another dream. I think your strength has grown in leaps and bounds, and perhaps we could be of use to each other now.
Some creepy shit, yo. Well, I don't know if I'm getting any stronger, but I am willing to listen to what you have to say.
Let me ask a question to begin. When you've met with my black-robed counterparts, do you feel apprehensive, an equal, kinship, enemies? What?
Not a kinship, not enemies, but just a sense of unease that I have no idea what's going on.
What if I can provide some clarity?
Soul's gonna, like, sit up and be like, yes, that's all I've been searching for lately.
What if I were to tell you that souls tend not to truly die, not forever. They simply re-enter the life stream and emerge as another life, adding memories and imprints deeper upon their souls every time.
I don't know what to say to that. Where are you going with this?
You're different, aren't you? You're not like the other Gallians.
Soul's gonna side-eye his bow and then say, I'm not sure what you mean.
Yes, you are. Say it out loud. What is it that you can do that your compatriots cannot?
Soul's gonna kind of wrap his arms around himself and look down.
It's not a weakness. It's not something shameful. It is your birthright.
Then I'll look up and say, then why does it feel shameful?
You've been taught by your peers this entire time to be afraid of that part of you, to bury it deep down. But why?
Because there's something wrong with me.
No, there is nothing wrong with you.
Who are you?
I am Elidibus. I am the emissary.
From where?
A place and time long forgotten.
What do you want with me?
I want you to awaken to your true self, that you may serve as a conduit, that you can help to lead it to our people's liberation and yours.
What people do you speak of?
I speak of our people, and he's looking deeply at you. There was a time, many long years ago, where the soul that you now bear was once one of us.
Oh gosh. But why me? What did I do to deserve this?
That I cannot say. That's... Emmett Selk was always the one who understood the life stream best. All I know is I could see him in you.
If what you say is true, what do you ask of me?
In due time. Just know that you are stronger than you can possibly imagine. And even if you think it's shameful to admit, it is not. It is a gift. Think on it. I shall return. And he takes a deep bow, and then you bolt awake in your bed.
Oh god. God damn.
Hey, Oleana, I got a totally different thing I need some therapy for now.
God damn, that was intense.
I will say, I'm not trying to dictate how your character is, but when you warm up, you have a feeling of thirst for knowledge, and you feel more confident.
Excellent, okay. Excellent.
However else you want to
No,
react to
that's perfect, because I feel like, because Jimmy picked out that I had 2 proficiencies that I was missing, and so I went for investigation and perception because I feel like Soul's becoming more curious about the world around him.
That's
So-
wow. I had no. I literally. Yeah, that's
clarification. You had 2 expertise that you were missing.
It's even
that
better.
one,
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah.
well, it can't give you new skills, but it makes your existing skills way, way, way better.
That's cool.
So that's just wild that it ties into that so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry, which one did you say you picked?
What's that?
Which ones did you pick for expertise?
Perception and investigation.
Solid, yeah, because that'll boost your passive perception by another 5, so you should be at, I don't know, like whatever your wisdom is.
I'm at 20 now, yeah.
Oh wow.
Solid.
Okay, wow. Gotta underline more confident in my notes.
I'm getting text messages from people. They're like, "What?"
Uh-oh.
No comment. Okay.
Oh, that's badass.
So, what was badass? The dream?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay. So, side chat for your trip. We're going to skip past that a little bit to the time you come back. Just a little update. After Kenji announced that he was retiring, the rest of his samurai squad decided to join him. They're going to stay at Ofiotoro's castle and take up various positions within the daimyo's retinue. Additionally, Korra asked and Daisuke agreed to be adopted.
Oh,
So-
there's no Burrow now?
It was I thought it was Daisuke.
No, it's no
Noboru.
Burrow.
Okay, my bad. Noboru adopted.
I was just giving you a hard time.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It was Noboru. Really?
It is no Burrow, yeah.
Why do
Yeah.
you think it was Daisuke?
Well, because in one of the recent chats, I had referenced both of them, saying because Oleana was talking to Noboru, referencing how Daisuke has hired her services before, so they were in the same conversation recently.
That's probably
Yeah,
what it was.
that's right.
Okay, so Noboru
Okay, but that's good.
has decided to adopt her and Korra.
Has he come clean to her first, though?
About what he did? I thought that was already established.
No, well, she doesn't know what he did. So
No. That they talked about it already.
Oh, okay, good.
They definitely
All right.
talked
All right.
about it.
Yeah,
she's still
Yeah.
All right.
And she is actually learning she prefers magic to swordsmanship.
Oh, good. Okay.
And then Noboru decides that he wants to try alchemy, so he decides that fusing Korra and Diamond together. No, just
Perfect. Perfect. I knew that. We had a gif of that.
What was that?
We had a gif of the.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like what, a year ago when she first joined.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I think Eric is probably to blame for sending that in the beginning.
That sounds about right.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm happy that they're cultivating that and that's working out.
Okay. I guess we don't need this music anymore. My bad. Okay. We're gonna forward a little bit since you decided that you're going to Tuliolal. After you guys get back from your trip, you actually meet. All of you head over to Kugane to the port, where Hancock has secured you passage upon a large ship, and it happens to be a ship that you've seen before. You saw it in port at Limsa. This is the Dawn Trail. It had just recently made port in Kugane, and it is about to return to Tuliolal. So he's booked you passage on that. I believe I mentioned it would be a 3-week trip by ship rather. So
And
think about
the Shogun had offered some support in that vein as well,
paying for the ship. Paying
and
for
sending like guards and like a
And
royal
guards,
entourage.
yeah,
kind
royal
of thing.
entourage too.
That's included.
Yeah.
Okay,
Guard,
cool.
honor
So,
guard.
basically, we have the foreign power acknowledging the other foreign power's sacrifice element.
Correct. And there's no one on the ship except for the royal guard of 50 Sekisugumi that have been given to you. and your group, and then the ship's crew. But there's no other passengers. It was
Nice.
the Shogun booked the entire thing for you. You used Hancock as an intermediary. But that's where we're going to pick up next week on the boat there. Okay, you might want to not drink that yet. But we'll pick up on the boat. I see you working the calendar. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you did get word before you left from Hancock that he's heard rumblings of primals being more active again. Bismarck has been spotted once again, nowhere near the Sea of Clouds. He's been spotted near Ul'dah.
That's way far away, even where we found him the first time.
You found him in the Ruby Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin would have complained to Hancock. What's the use of all these armies if we're the ones dealing with all the primals? But would continue on his way.
I mean, the armies are dealing with what they can. They're just things that you guys could take up. So it's like, hey, here's some things you might want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. That's where we're going to stop. Thanks, everybody. Big roleplay session. Very nice. A little sad that
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty sad, man.
Why is Hayate
Yeah.
Very.
I was not expecting Ken to leave, but also makes sense from the time perspective. Kevin feels like not a failure, but like he
Bye,
did
everybody.
a really good job of keeping his group
Bye,
together.
Tabby.
Bye,
Bye.
all.
Good night. Why is Hayate sighing so heavily?
No, that's Mike sighing and the primals.
Bismarck? Oh, wow.
Oh, and
Was
then
there
maybe a little side
mention
chat.
of it?
I'll read it after we roleplay the next session because I kind of want to go into it blind, not knowing anything that happened on your journey because I just think that's more fun. Like I really don't know.
With that, then the March chat is almost done. Basically, we're just like it was leading to dinner services ended, so now it's just everybody that participated. So Deus, Oleana, Kenji, Azumi, Tavi having dinner themselves because they had to wait till the end. It's just kind of like a fun little. All right, now we're all having dinner, chewing the fat, doing whatever. And then that chat's done. The continued collaboration chat's already done. The machinist touch is already done. So.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't realize that finished. Did I finish?
Yeah,
today?
yeah. We finished the continued collaboration with the Courtesan Deus finished on the 13th.
Okay. Cool. Good. I was gonna say something.
Something.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Ready?
Thank you. What?